Hi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And I'm back because I got a chance to hear Trump talk about the meeting he had with Putin today. And I was just wondering, how does Trump feel when he's speaking? When he's speaking to the media or when he's doing his post? I wonder how he feels when he is speaking to the people. And he knows no one is really listening to him. He's just talking. First of all, those who supports him, the ones that he's put in office, they're not going to disagree with him. They're going to go with along with anything that he says. So it doesn't even matter. In fact, they're probably not listening. They're just going to go along with it anyway. And the rest of us, we don't believe a thing that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. We don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. We wouldn't trust him as far as we could throw the house. And he's up there knowing that, and he's in power because there are others that are more powerful than we have given our power to that allows him to stay in that position, ramrodding the little kids on the corner with their pants hanging down over their butts, drinking beer, laughing and just joking with nothing to do, don't have any jobs, don't have any educational programs to help them. Even they are not as crazy as Trump think they are. In fact, when I say Trump is crazy, what do I mean? Because I say it quite frequently. When I say he's crazy, I say because he's a hater, because he's a racist, because he's a bigot, and he does not have compassion for people. He doesn't even have any nice things that you can say about people. He's just cold blooded. That's what I sense about him. And so that's what I'm talking about. Everything that you hear about him, even when he became a candidate for president of the United States, and you heard all of those Republicans tell all of us, told the country that he was a snake. And he got in the presidential election and told the American people that he was a snake. I don't know if they were get it. They thought he was joking. He wasn't joking. He's telling you he is a snake. Now, all of the stuff that he's done to you when he told you something else and you upset, he's saying, why? I told you I was a snake. And so this is what snakes do. And so the American people who went that way got had by a snake. They got had by a snake. Why? Because they themselves are snakes. And they just could not believe that he was a snake too. They made him better than they. And he is better than they, a bigger snake. Well, anyway, we're talking about Ukraine. Zelensky should give up, Trump says. I want to remind the powers that be in Ukraine that it's not how big you are, it's how right you are. And when you're really right, you know you can't lose. You've already won. And so you just say, bring it on. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And for Trump, who keeps thinking that just because you're big, you got something going on. No, brother. America is fitting to change. Yes, it's going to change in spite of all the haters, in spite of all the racists, in spite of all the bigots, in spite of all the crooks, in spite of all the white folks, in spite of all the black folks, in spite of everything. America's going to change. You know why it's going to change? Why? Because the people are going to want it to change. And why? Because we are sick and tired of this stuff that we're going through every day. And you know what? It can be better. And we know what the secret is. We know that the power is in us and is coming from an invisible source to be used by us to do and accomplish anything that we want to do. And we are agreeing that it is better to be alive and really alive than to be in bondage, hoping that one day somebody give it up. Ain't nobody giving up nothing. So you claim your stuff back and you direct where it goes and what it does. And that way you can be satisfied. This is the gift of waking up. This is the gift of being woke. Don't be ashamed to be woke. Be ashamed to be calling yourself living in a world sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. Anyway, I can't really get at you for sleeping because if I keep living, I got to wake you up too. So get ready. I'm going to wake you up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for giving me this your time. And until next time, this is Eddie Marcus. Say goodbye for now.